is, and he's learned a lot of physical fitness exercises, and so we've asked him to help us learn how to get in shape.
Normally it's like I go to my dad or Josh for advice. Kind of need that. They're coming to me for advice this time. Josh, you might want to get your rear end down a little bit. Thought I might overdid it a little bit with them, but they'll survive.
We encourage them to really try to keep themselves pure.
You guys watch this. Don't try this at home.
I think it's important for our kids to understand mommy and daddy love each other.
Oh, man.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Honestly, at this point, I feel like I could have a PhD in Duggar conspiracies and predictions, because what I predicted about how the Duggars would react to this arrest, it has already happened. A new insider, someone really close to the family, apparently following a script probably written by Jim Bob, spoke to the Daily Mail. And according to them, they've identified the so-called enemy behind these arrests. Yes, the enemy. Apparently someone or something is actively targeting the family. It's not that a crime happened, it's not that anything went wrong, it's the enemy, according to them. Before I share exactly what was said to the Daily Mail, I need to tell you this. I had them read the article, listen to the way the quotes were worded, the tone, the voice, and then I asked, who does this sound like? Without hesitation, both said it sounded like Jim Bob. But here's the catch. They don't think I spoke to two people who know the Duggars personally. Jim Bob gave the quotes directly. They suspect one of the kids, or maybe Chad Gallagher. We're not even sure if Chad, the family's crisis PR guy, is still managing all their dramas, but most likely it's either Chad, Jim Bob, or possibly Jed, because honestly, the article shows no compassion at all. It's completely tone-deaf, and I would honestly call it off-the-charts delusional. Now, a lot of you keep asking, should I keep following the Duggars on social media? The answer is a firm no. Not Jessa, not Joy, none of them. Jill is the only one who has stepped back, and even Jill is still working through her childhood beliefs, trying to process everything she learned, understand it, and she still goes to therapy. None of them should be living their lives in the public eye. They really need to step away, especially with this many scandals happening in their family. Jill keeps a low profile. She's on Instagram but doesn't do YouTube anymore. Meanwhile, Jessa, Joy, even Ginger, they're all operating at a completely different level of delusion. And Ginger and Jeremy, they haven't said a word. Also, when Jessa released a statement, she didn't say anything about justice for Joseph. Nothing. Nothing about criminal justice, nothing about the court process, nothing. The article itself claims the Duggar family identifies the enemy behind Joseph and Kendra's arrests. I do believe they have legitimate sources. The Duggars have contacts with outlets like the Daily Mail, The Sun, they love The Sun, US Weekly, People, and In Touch, though that one isn't as relevant anymore. The Daily Mail quotes, "The Duggar family is rallying around Joseph and Kendra Duggar after their arrests, with some relatives claiming the scandal is a case of persecution, even saying Satan is behind their downfall. They are rallying around Joseph and Kendra. This isn't how a normal family reacts to arrests, trust me." A family insider told the Daily Mail that the family is still reeling from Joseph's March 18th arrest and the shock that Kendra was also charged. Quote, "As you can imagine, this has been a lot to take in. Everyone is trying to process it. Some family members see this as persecution, an attack from people who want to see them struggle. So in their story, the victim's family is supposedly out to hurt Joseph. I even posted on Instagram that Jim Bob was already blaming the father, literally blaming him for going to the police. Now the narrative is the father reported the crime because he wants the Duggars to struggle. Some relatives also think this controversy reflects long-standing warnings from patriarch Jim Bob. This is classic cult behavior, warning about persecution, warning about the enemy attacking. Any outside scrutiny, arrests, law enforcement,
IRS investigations is spun as proof that they are righteous Christians. This is a standard tactic used by cult leaders. The enemy is after us, but we are on the right path. According to them, Joseph's arrest is evidence that their system works, and it's being reinforced to their followers, don't give up. They've always claimed the world would be hostile to them, that following Christ invites attacks. In their story, it's a witch hunt, ignoring the fact that Joseph confessed. Yes, we're ignoring that he admitted the crime to the police. We're ignoring that he attacked a 9-year-old girl. Instead, it's spun as a witch hunt because, in their version, they are righteous and the enemy is attacking. And there are people in the family who are defending Kendra, saying it doesn't make sense for her to be arrested. They say it feels off or weird, and they are reserving judgment until they know more. Even Josh and some of the older siblings, they are trying to process everything, but the family's public messaging is completely out of touch with reality. It's all about being persecuted, not the victims, not the crimes, not the harm done.
Many of the daughters are using the same extreme parenting and control tactics they learned growing up. Books, training, shaming, continuing cycles of abuse under the guise of discipline. This is cult programming. It's brainwashing. It's minimizing decades of their own traumatic childhoods, and it's spreading the same patterns to the next generation. This is why I didn't cover the Duggars' daughters earlier. I knew promoting them amplified what they were teaching. At their core, they are products of a toxic system. The roots of that family tree are rotten, and without intervention, it continues to impact hundreds of children inside the family and thousands more in their community.
They are trying to defend themselves and attack the father in public, but this only exposes how entrenched the cult mindset is. Jim Bob's control over his family is the core issue. Being held accountable isn't a witch hunt, it's justice. And honestly, people who grew up in this system, who have left, all say the same thing. Jim Bob needs to face real consequences. The family's public statements are a warning to the father, but anyone watching closely knows the arrogance and delusion in these responses could be used against them in court. So, are you surprised by the Duggar family's reaction? Or were you thinking, yep, that's exactly what they would say? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!